I gotta say this because this has been on my mind forever, forever, forever. Now this is recorded. Now I'm just like, I'm thinking about this whole shit, and I'm like, back when this shit started was what? When was this? This was 2014, I think. And I'm like, my man asked me, "Did you ever hear about Gamergate?" And I'm like, "No, I never heard about Gamergate." Cause there's something about me that a lot of people, I don't know, no fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I don't be involved in the internet like that. Like I don't know about all these like little acronyms like IMO and all this shit. I just know the basic like LOL and the LMAO, whatever the fuck. You know, I just know like basic shit. Like I don't know all these little different terms. So, and especially at the time, I didn't have the internet at my house. In 2014, I damn near had to go to the library for the internet. So I didn't know nothing about Gamergate. So my man was like, "Did you hear about it?" So I was like, "Nah, I don't know what it is." And so he explained to me what the shit was. So I was like, "Cause it's this chick that everybody hates, Anita Sarkeesian and all this shit." I'm like, who is this? Like, who is? I basically function like an old man. You tell me about certain shit, and I'm like, who is this? Who am I supposed to be knowing now? Who is this? And so he told me like this chick is talking about video games. You got dudes not liking the chick, and then the chick, one chick, Zoe Quinn, was like with this, like how? Let me see if I can remember. She was with this dude that was a games journalist, and it's like you ain't Martha Radix, bro. Like you ain't in the trenches of Afghanistan. Like I got my own feelings about these games journalists. Anyway, and so she was like, she made this game, and then she was sleeping with these dudes, and it's like this whole thing. So I'm like, I just like it was the conversations was interesting at the time. It was interesting at the time. And you know, mad people was talking mad shit about this chick. And she had the feminine frequency thing. And I'm like, I know whoever comes across this gonna be like, oh man, those were the memories and times and shit. And it's like it was just like it was like I said, it was interesting at the time. But and a lot of the criticisms was valid against Homegirl, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Because I mean, you don't. She was saying one time, like, "Oh, I don't play video games, and the video games, I don't do it." But then some videos, like, I'm a gamer and I play all these games. And people was like, stop lying." And it's like, yeah, some of the shit she was talking about Hitman and like some of the tropes that she was talking about was kind of like not true, but at the same time as like her as a chick, I could see, you know, maybe she just tired of being like the damsel in distress. But I largely was kind of like, homegirl need to stop lying though, and I was all for, you know, people like saying some real shit about it. I was like, yeah, she lying. But then it was like, the more I started following, now I wouldn't say following, the more I was watching these particular videos, I saw the insidiousness of what was really behind the anger. And then it was kind of like that's where the problems came in. It's like I hear what you're saying, but it's like at the same time though, it was just getting, it was becoming too much of a problem, because then I started to see like what Zoe Quinn did was bogus. I'm not saying that she was in the right. I mean, cheating on the dude, that's fucked up. That was real fucked up. But on Anita Sarkeesian's case, it was like, sometimes some people get tired of, just being like, what I'm saying? Like, you just get tired of seeing certain shit and you're like, man, maybe things should change. But like I said in the beginning, I was for all the people. Damn it, I was against her at first. But it wasn't like I was against her for being like, oh, this chick need to just shut up. It was just like, yo, my man, you lying. You know what I mean? Because people was pointing out some real shit about like the thing about Hitman. Like, you don't even have to. You're not supposed to even kill the chicks. You have to do the shit stealth, because that's what the whole game is about. And she was lying, so it's like, oh, you really don't play games because you're lying. But then, like I said, it started to turn into something else. And then later down the line, then we see what that something else was. And I'm not going to say what that something else was, but it just basically led us to where we are today. And so, but I seen it then. But and it just got worse in the whole industry though. Just the whole game shit, period. Like in my last video, I was talking about like I made my shit in 1999. I'm not changing my shit just because somebody's saying so. I don't give a fuck who it is. Like I don't care if it's black, white, man, woman. I don't give a fuck, because you wasn't there when I created this shit. Like we'll take this particular character for instance. She wears she's I'm not going to say exactly, because the ethnicity is not important, and especially is not important on the planet itself. But just what this is, like she wears these high split Asian dresses, like all her thighs are showing. And then how I got it on this paper. Let's see if I can bring this up. This one right here. Wait, hold up. This right here, I'm trying to do this one with the diamond in like at the stomach. So you see the titties up there. I'm not caring who say, like I just don't care. Like you're gonna say something about everything anyway. So I'm not trying to please every fucking body. Even though I do hear what certain chicks are talking about. I mean, you just don't want to be objectified and shit. It's like, I get that. I completely understand. This chick in particular is not a damsel in distress. And I'm not trying to, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to pander to chicks when I say who this character is. I'm gonna just say the only thing I can say about her right now is she's a knight. She basically protects the princess. of this particular kingdom. So, her weapon is a sword, a big one. You couldn't get any stronger than this chick. You know what I mean? You couldn't get any stronger than this chick. She's like the top knight that protects the princess. But in her off days, she wears shit like this, like the picture that I brought up. But if some chicks be like, "Oh, you objectifying her and shit," it's like, first of all, I'm not. Two, you ain't gonna make me change this shit anyway. Like, if that's what you're hoping for, and like, nah, it ain't happening like that, Captain. So I don't know. You can go on somewhere with that shit, but but again, though, I do hear that chicks technically don't like it. Like one chick that I watch, she brought up the fact like, cause it was like this Vin Diesel game and he had his daughter or something. And she was like, "Oh, it's like Horizon Zero Dawn." And I was like, "Yeah, it's similar to that." And so she was like, I was watching her video. She wasn't saying this shit to me in person. And she was like, "Oh, there should be like, instead of the father, like how Kratos and Atreus is, and Vin Diesel, his daughter, it should be a mother taking the place of the father. There should be a mother there, and then her kid." And it was like, oh, that would be, I said it when I was watching the video, "Oh, that would be interesting." I'm not going to sit up there and get butt hurt over that shit. Because that would be interesting to see some shit like that. Because it would be a different spin on it. Because these games, they keep following the same shit over and over again to begin with. Like, they follow the same shit over and over again to the point where it's getting old and dumb. Just not like, I mean, the whole father son thing or father daughter, like cause I got this, I got a wife in my shit, so I'm not like a single dad with kids, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, oh, we tired of seeing it all together, but I mean, it'll just be interesting if somebody did put some shit like that, just giving the story some flavor instead of the same shit. But then you will have people being mad over some shit like that. But it wouldn't have made me mad. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I hear what these type of chicks are saying. Now, like when the whole controversy about it, that wasn't even controversial, to be honest, but they made it into one. The whole Mortal Kombat shit and talking about like the women are covered up now. They're not wearing basically bikinis like they did. But then it was like, oh, but look at the dudes. They got their bare chests out. Why is that okay? But the chicks, like, oh, like they're saying whatever shit they were saying. Like, again, I remember playing the first Mortal Kombat. I remember when they slapped that whole rating system on the shit. You know what I mean? It would just be like, it would just be like whatever. You know what I mean? Like they changed the costumes of the chicks. They got them wearing armor pieces now, but the dudes got their bare ass chest. It's just like whatever. So it's just like, even with Homegirl, like I saw Anita Sarkeesian, some of the shit she was saying was dumb. Because it was like misinformed. It was like, you basically talking out your ass. But at the same time, though, maybe she was tired of just being the damsel in distress. Maybe she wanted some chick like, maybe the mother and her kid going through some like God of War shit. I don't know. But I'm not gonna be like I said, once that whole gamer shit was like getting, like I was getting involved in it, like looking at people's videos, talking about the shit, I saw what it was. I saw exactly what the shit was. And that's what I'm saying. That's what led us to where we are today. And it's like, you want to know why we're in the way we are? That is basically why. Because some people just felt, nah, you know what I mean? And all I'm saying is that shit, it just like, it just don't matter to me. But again, it was like I said, what she was saying was foul and it was off. Cause some of the shit she was complaining about really wasn't a thing. Then she went to Congress with Homegirl. I was like, and then talking about the harassment, and it's like, nobody should be harassed. It's just like nobody should be harassing people. That's how I was. That's exactly how I was looking at it. Nobody should be harassed for for the shit. You know what I mean? Where is it? What the fuck am I looking for? Oh, is it already there? Anyway, yeah, nobody should be harassed, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, this is just the nature of the beast now. Like, I wouldn't be harassing folks, you know what I mean? So I didn't feel like she was heating up on me. I was like, there's some assholes in this world, you know? There's some assholes in this bitch, and it's just like, hey, if that's how you feeling, I mean, going to Congress though, she took that shit too far. But if she felt like she needed to do that shit, then it's like, more power to you. But I'm just like, I mean, again, you see a lot of shit, and a lot of people was birthed out of that whole movement. But again, even though she was wrong, I mean, you could kind of blame her for the shit that's going on, like all the feminism shit, I guess. But again, I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't, I really don't know about like, even though some companies took what she said and kind of took her shit to heart. Where now, like, game companies like Mortal Kombat, like these were some scantily clad chicks. They was fighting in bikinis in the first, in the beginning stages of Mortal Kombat. Now in Mortal Kombat, like what 10 and 11, now you got them wearing armor pieces, and it just kind of like you're changing the shit, you're pandering, but you're still playing the game anyway. And it's like, if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you're not going to not play the game. And does it really matter though? Like, what the chick got on? I mean, if it's your favorite chick, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. And if you feel like Mortal Kombat changed their whole shit because of the women that don't play video, like that don't generally play these type of games, which, I mean, there's chicks starting to get involved in this shit, but if it's like you're pandering into a demographic who largely don't play your type of game, and that's just like, it's unfortunate, but like, I mean, I don't know what to say about that shit because that's what NetherRealms who made Mortal Kombat, Midway or whatever, or like Tifa from Final Fantasy, like she ain't got big enough titties like how she did in the original. I mean, that could just be like maybe they're trying to make her look proportionate to her body type. I don't know, but it's just like I don't like I said, I don't particularly care because I'm doing me. I'm not changing my shit for nobody. Cause like I said, I got over like in the novel, I got over 1,000 characters. In this particular program, I did over 220. All 220 of them are not going to cover up for nobody or whatever the case is. It's like this particular character wears splits, like thigh high splits in her dress, both sides. I'm not changing the character just because some chick's getting mad about it. Because on the flip side, I have characters that just are all covered up damn near. Like they might wear like leggings or some shit, but they're mostly covered up. You know what I mean? So if you okay, you may not like this one, but then there's another character over here. And these characters was established before social media existed. For me to be looking at message boards and all this shit, like, oh, I don't want the women to say nothing about, like, I got to get them on my side. It's like, I'm not caring about, I don't care about that shit. I'm just like, whatever, bro. I mean, you like who you like. You see what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. Like if Anita Sarkeesian comes at me with my shit, I'm gonna be laughing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think that shit is funny. Oh, I'm gonna be thinking that shit is hilarious. I mean, that's if she's still around doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm pretty sure a lot of people that was talking shit then probably don't even have YouTube channels no more. So it was just like they're just a distant memory now. But again, it's just like I'm doing what I gotta do. I don't I just but again, once I saw how these particular individuals was getting down, then I was like, nah, bro, because it was just too much. It was just I saw what type of I saw where they was coming from, and it was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, because it just got too. It was coming from a different place, and then you had like one chick. She was like saying she was a men's rights activist. Oh, she was using some very foul language, and I was like, oh, word? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah. I saw like I peeped game. I saw exactly where this shit was going. Now I just like, nah. So it's just like I just don't give a fuck about all this, like all this shit that's going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah. I mean, because it was like this shit was funny. I'm not even laughing at the whole thing, like everything that like everything is funny, but because it wasn't. How could I describe this though? it was too much of like, yes, certain things she said was wrong, but seeing from her side of the story, I could see why she didn't like as a woman to be portrayed like she couldn't do shit. And maybe she wants that character, like she wants like somebody like this character to come around. She's doing some real shit so she could start getting into video games. Because now it's like maybe she could relate to this character that I'm working on now. Maybe it's like, okay, I could start playing video games now because of this character right here. Cause she's not being a damsel in distress. She's not wanting nobody to save her. So it's like I'm a woman. I can relate to this shit. That's what's up. At the time, she wasn't getting that, because when that whole, like, what was it, Battlefield 5, and people was talking about Homegirl on the cover. I mean, damn. I mean, just the whole shit about that was crazy. I mean, it's like calm down, dude. Just calm. Anybody that was complaining about that shit was like the woman on the cover, and there's yeah, but there was like female snipers in Russia and shit back in what war was it? World War One or two or some shit like that. Like there was some women doing some real shit back then. Like it was. A matter of fact, a lot of people don't know about this story. There was a chick. There was a little girl. She was like 10 years old or something, and she was playing with the little army men, the little green army men. And so she wrote the letter to this dude like, "Where the female soldiers at?" And so the man, he got the letter and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make female soldiers," because they were female soldiers doing some shit back then. But they were also, he made like nurses, like they also soldiers with guns. Then he got like nurses and some other chicks, some mechanic chicks, something like that. So it's like, oh, I'm waiting for people to get on this story so I could hear people complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? Like now maybe this little girl could feel like maybe I might want to get into the army now. Or maybe I want to be like this strong chick and I want to do shit on my own. Like if that's how she feeling, then just let the little girl feel like that. I'm not trying to crush the little girl's dreams like, no, you gotta get in the kitchen and shit when you grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to be. I'm like, look. If you feel, when you want to feel like that, then more power to you. You know, but again, on Anita Sarkeesian's side, she was not telling the truth about certain shit, and then she was getting money and not using what the money was for. It's like that shit was bogus. But what, how she was feeling about the shit, it was just like whatever. Just let her vent. And her homegirl Zoe Quinn, that was foul. I mean, I don't believe in cheating on people and shit. Like, if you don't like the person no more, then just tell them up front, like, babe, you suck donkey nuts. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just let them know what the deal is. I mean, don't sit up there and do the shit behind his back. That's fucked up. But it's just like, but what I'm basically saying is like, I saw what these dudes was on though. After a while, I was like, nah, this shit was crazy. You know? And I just was like, and I did have to distance myself. And I believe there's this particular journalist on this particular program that she told the story how she was talking to this dude, not on like she was trying to get with him, but he basically felt her up. And so I'm thinking, I think I know who she was talking about. I think. I'm not sure. But it seems like this particular dude is who she was talking about. And that's another thing. Like, stop acting thirsty, bro. I mean, I get it. Look, I get these whole incels. I mean, I'm not trying to kill nobody, but I get the whole loneliness aspect. Motherfucker, I don't be I'm not on that shit. I mean, I stay up here in my attic damn near all day making a game. I mean, talking about loneliness, my dude, I 100% get the shit. I mean, I ain't trying to really put my shit out there like that, but I don't be fucking chicks. I don't be fucking them like that. I had one serious chick my whole life. And the first time I ever fucked a chick, which was this particular girl I'm talking about, I was 24 years old. She was 22. We still friends to this day. She's a cool person. Real cool. And then, when was that? From like February to March of '08, that's when we was getting it in. And then after I left, that whole from '08, from 2015, it was a huge dry spell. I mean, I'm just keeping this shit real. There was no action until I met back up with her in December 2015. So you talking about loneliness and the whole incels? Like, I get it. I understand. But I'm not gonna be like saying, oh, I gotta take the bitch's freedom away from her and all this other goofy shit. It's like y'all taking this shit too far. Like I said, I understand, bro. I get it. But it's just like that's not it's just not productive, bro. It's not productive. I mean, but it's kind of like, I mean, you don't have to be filling up on chicks and being thirsty when you see them in video games. Like, oh, let me get your number. Like, it's just like, cause you really think she gonna give you the number? She just met you. It's. Let me kind of bring it back. Let me bring it back. This particular journalist chick said this dude felt up on her. She distanced herself. I'm sitting up there like, don't act thirsty. Just don't do it. Because that's not going to get you anywhere, to be completely honest. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's just play it regular. Just play it like, I'm going to get, here's some real game right here. Just play it like whatever. Like, okay, I get some on a regular basis. Like, whatever. If I miss out on her, I got 5 other chicks lined up. But knowing you don't, but just act like whatever. Now, if she feeling you like that, then that's a different story. But you ain't gotta be violating people, man. Just be on some cool, regular shit. Just be regular. Don't ask the chicks for her number. I've seen that shit go wrong so many times. Even, I don't do the shit online, but oh, back in the day, oh, any fine chick that popped up, hey, you got a boyfriend? What's your number? They wasn't, and I wonder why these chicks wasn't giving this shit to me. I mean, even then, when I met Homegirl that I'm talking about, I brought up Britney Spears of all people, because she was acting crazy at the time, beating people with umbrellas and shit, being bald headed. I wasn't even though I looked at her like, yeah, she thick and shit, I fucked the shit out. In my mind, I was like, I'll just ravage this chick, just tear her ass up. She wouldn't even walk straight after that. But when I talked to her, it was just like a regular conversation. You see what I'm saying? Just act regular. You ain't gotta be filling up on people and then get mad like, oh, these chicks. Like, fuck all that, dude. I mean, you taking this shit too far. And that's why y'all in the predicament y'all in. I mean, if you want to know my advice, I'll just say, just keep it regular. That's all you have to do. You ain't gotta be filling up on people because you just look corny and you look desperate, my man. You just look desperate, dude. Like, goddamn. Like, you ain't got no home training. You thirsty as all hell. You like Moses in the desert. I mean, just don't appear thirsty. Just appear like a regular dude. You ain't gotta do all that shit. But like I said, I saw what type of shit these dudes was on back in the day. I mean, I don't want to bring up this like what 5-year-old topic, but it was just something I was thinking about, and I'm like, it's just insane. And all like I said, this whole journalism argument, I question that hard, dude. I'm like, really? I just have my own particular feelings about this whole games journalist thing. I'm not saying that it's not valid or warranted that people they do these type of things, but I'm gonna just leave that alone. I'm gonna just leave that alone. But it's just like I said, so that whole incel shit, the chicks ain't giving you none, motherfucker. I'm like, that whole loneliness shit, I get it. You know what I mean? I completely get it. But filling up on some chick, that's the wrong move, bro. And homegirl got a right to be like, nah. Cause if I'm thinking, if I think who I if I think about who she might be talking about, if I was her, I would have drop kicked dude in his face straight up. I would have put the heel in his eye socket. I mean, you would have saw the shit gushing out like that shit would have been everywhere. Cause dude, nah. I mean, any dude, period. But I'm just saying, but him, nope. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, son, nah. Cause dude was looking crazy. He was looking crazy as hell. If that's the dude I'm thinking about, now it might not be him, but I'm thinking though, it might be him though. I mean, I'm not laughing at her experience per se. I'm just laughing at like, wow, this motherfucker needed to get played. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so crazy, this whole thing. And then, like I said, it spawned a lot of these nutsacks now. All the nutsacks that you see now, and they be saying the most ridiculous shit. Like I said in the last video, I could be watching something about Mario. Like maybe I like Sonic over Mario. So I'm just saying, just picking him for instance. And they'll be saying some crazy shit about the Goombas. And I'd be like, where the fuck did that come from? And it's just like, oh, this is satire. We want to be edgy and shit. Just like, stop. Again, you don't. I don't know what you think that constitutes as funny, but the shit ain't funny what you're doing, bro. It's dumb. It is like, I mean, hell, even this one dude I'm talking about, and he's talking about this video game somewhere. He was like, "Oh, this is 2021. Why are we still freaked out over like something about these chicks' characters. It's something about the character models. And I'm like, yeah, it is 2021, isn't it? And we still have problems. We still have problems in our society that should have been squashed centuries ago, my man. And matter of fact, it seems like this trend is the only trend that just is it's just still in our society, never gone away nowhere. I mean, bell bottoms came and gone. They tried to come back, but they disappeared. I mean, some things that people do in the past culturally, people don't do anymore. But for some odd reason, for some strange reason in 2021, we're still dealing with certain shit that should have been gone a long time ago, but just obviously, and they just don't want to let go. Just don't want to let go of the shit and be interjecting their feelings about certain groups and particular things going on and interjecting this shit in the strangest places. And it's just like, wow. Yeah, in 2021. So I'm like, it's weird, isn't it? But again, it's just like people just need to chill. And then truth be told, like where's Anita Sarkeesian at now? Like the anger is just like okay, she gone now. You know what I mean? Like she's not effective as far as I see it. I mean she said her piece and she's nowhere to be found. And even if she is somewhere to be found, like if she's really influencing shit, then I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Cause I mean, she ain't got no influence over me and what I'm doing. But I mean, if she's not really like doing nothing, like I mean, she wants some strong female characters, and even if she's interjecting this shit too hard, it's too on the nose. It's like okay, so like all her bad guys are men, all her bad guys in her gang. She come out with a gang, and she got this strong female lead. All the bad guys are dudes. I'm gonna be like, it just it's just like I said, to me it's funny on the opposite side seeing y'all get mad at it. I mean, it's just like if you don't, you know what I mean? It's just like no, just whatever, man. Just whatever. Like I said, this just it's just how I see it. I'm just like man, but it just goes back to the dudes I'm talking about. It's just like that's where the problems lying. It's just like a couple months ago. Well, when was that? Like a couple. Might have been last month or 2 months ago. Oh, they was butthurt about this particular theme that was going on, and they was just mad about it. It's like, see, oh, that was funny. So I'm just like, damn, god damn, look at this shit. Hold up. See, that's what I'm saying, my man. Side note, how the fuck? What is this? Oh damn. Man, sometimes this shit is treacherous, bro. But consciously, I don't be thinking. I mean, like, not consciously, but I mean, it's fixed. But, like, I didn't see myself going back there. Anyway, yeah. And then it's just like this is like first world problems. Like I said in my other video, I mean, there's especially in this shit nowadays, there's people losing their jobs and homes and dying and shit. And it's like all these fake controversies. And it's just like I said, not just Anita Sarkeesian, but it's just like these controversies. Like, cause this dude was talking about this controversy about this game. I mean, it's not even controversy. It's just, like I said, if it's not people being banned from whole countries, it's just whatever, to be honest. It doesn't even matter. Like, somebody's gonna be mad at any and everything. It don't matter what the shit is. Like I said, don't think these chicks, these feminist chicks, I hear their argument. I hear the shit. I do. You don't want to be objectified in certain shit, and y'all want to be equal and all this shit. I hear that. I'm all for the shit. Everybody being equal, getting the same amount of pay for the same amount of work. It's just, yeah, I get it. I hear that. But oh, they gonna come for my ass. They probably, if they come across this video, they're going to come at me just for this chick looking like with this dress. Like, oh, that's not cool. And it's like, I don't care, because I got like a whole other army of chicks somewhere that you could dig that got their shit covered up. I mean, you're talking about this one particular character, and I'm not going to change her model just because of you, dude. Just calm down. I mean, I'm not objectifying her anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not like, no. Like I said, you know who this chick was and what she does. She does not play games. Well, technically she does. The part of her character, she plays video games. It's a whole thing. It's a side thing. But yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just shit. But then there's gonna be a whole bunch of other chicks liking her. They be cosplaying this chick and everything. So what side am I gonna be on? Who am I gonna side with? The ones dressing up like her in the conventions, or the ones that are mad and be like, oh, you should change her character? Who am I gonna be on? What side am I gonna be on? I mean, if you like this shit, then like it. I mean, fuck it. Just like what you like. But I'm not changing nothing because of this whole crowd. No, 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 no. You gotta go somewhere else, bro. It's just like that chick I was talking about in the last video, the mom with the son at the convention. My man wasn't gonna change his characters for her, because she wasn't there in the creation. Why now? Why is he gonna be like, oh, this chick was right? I gotta give my chicks like A and B cup titties. No, he, like I said, he probably made them bigger since then. He said, fuck it, I'm gonna give them J cups if they weren't already that big anyway. Like, he cared. You know what I'm saying? Cause we on some real shit. That's another thing. It's just like we're on some real shit. Some of these dudes, they as phony as a $3 bill. And they got mental issues. You know, mental issues. You know, they on some extraterrestrial shit. They on something else. Cause they think the whole world is crumbling down around them. And I'm like, nah, dude, it's just you just too much. You were just way too much. Like I'm gonna cut all this out. You're gonna see her size and everything. I mean, how far should I go? I mean, within reason. You know what I mean? Within reason. And I'm not even trying to be an asshole or a dick about this shit, but it's just, it goes to the point like, yeah, you can't please everybody. Because again, there's going to be a whole bunch of chicks at conventions dressing up like this chick. And if that's what they want to do, then that's cool. And I'll look at that like, oh, that's cool. She's one of my characters. Oh, that's cool. And I like her on Instagram or Twitter or some shit, whatever. But then there's gonna be another side of chicks condemning this character. What am I gonna do? What do you think I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, you can't win them all. You just can't do it. But like I said, if it was a chick and she made a game and most of her, like all her bad guys were dudes, and it was called like feminine fighters or some shit. There's some badass chicks beating the shit out of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the game looked good, I'll buy it. You know what I'm saying? It had a good story. Like these dudes gone crazy. They drunk some Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? It was orange Kool-Aid. They drunk the shit. They were like, ah. They got crazy and they trying to get chicks. And it was like I don't know, 4 women and feminine feminist fighters, and they coming in on the streets beating the shit out of dudes. I mean, if the game is immersive, then I shell out $60 for this shit. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. I'm not gonna get bent out of shape about this shit because I'm making my own game. So I'm not gonna care about whatever these dudes are butthurt about. That's just how it is. I'm about to bounce out of this. Cause I need to check how this shit goes. Cause this is one thing about designing shit. It's different on paper than it is when you finally do the shit in 3D. Oh, the shit is drastically different. Cause you can get away with shit. Like you can kind of hide certain aspects of the shit in 2D, like just straight up paper. Like you don't have to go that far in depth with the shit. Cause it's in 2D, you can, like I said, you can kind of get away with stuff, but in 3D, I mean, this is like a three-dimensional rendering. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of looking at this whole dress like, wait a minute. There's some things about this that I gotta reevaluate. Because this is not like how it was on paper. And then I don't want to shrink wrap this shit. I don't feel like shrink wrapping this shit right now. I'm kind of looking. I mean, it is what it is right now. But yeah, I'm about to bounce. I mean, shit, it's cool enough. I don't know, it's cool enough. But I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, see, with YouTube, and I'm not editing these, so I'm not gonna put like a censorship bar across her chest. And I don't know how YouTube feels about like you don't see any nudity anyway, because it's just you don't see any like private areas and nipples, because it's just flat clay, basically. You know, it's just a flat clay thing, you know. So I'm gonna have to make a bra that's that will fit this dress. So I definitely gotta go because I have to do that off camera. Because like I said, I don't know about how YouTube feels about this shit. So like I said, I'm out. I'm out. All I gotta say is money over stank holes.